Inside Out 2 is the brand new Disney Pixar film that I've been highly anticipating, not because I'm a massive fan of the first one, because I didn't go to theaters to see the first one. In all honesty, I didn't see the first one until a couple years ago. And I think it's a good film. I think it's a good film. I don't think it's one of my all-time favorite Pixar films, in all honesty. I like it. It's good. Bing Bong, great character. This one is better for me, however. Make room for new emotions. Teenager... Let's try it one more time. Teenager Riley's mind headquarters is undergoing a sudden demolition to make room for something entirely unexpected. New emotions, joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust, who've long been running a successful operation by all accounts, aren't sure how to feel when anxiety shows up, and it looks like she's not alone. So we have all of our emotions back with joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. But we got new emotions with anxiety, with envy. Probably my personal favorite one is embarrassment. I loved embarrassment in this movie. Embarrassment was adorable, funny, heartfelt. You just want to give him a big hug. I love that character. This movie is phenomenal. It's funny, it's heartfelt, it's relatable, it has new emotions. While I will get into those emotions in just a minute, anxiety is a phenomenal character because everybody has anxiety. We always don't show it. We want to suppress our emotions. Especially us guys, we like to suppress our emotions. If we're sad, we like to suppress that. If we're depressed, we suppress that. If we are upset, if we're mad, we suppress that feeling, that emotion. Riley has one scene in this that is so relatable that everybody's gone through it. I'm not going to spoil it, but I do have a brand new live stream coming up right after this one, which is a spoiler talk. A spoiler talk on Inside Out 2 with some good friends. So I'll see you guys then. But Inside Out 2 is a great film. I think this is a great film. Joy, sadness, everybody has their time to shine. The star of this film is anxiety, because anxiety takes over after the old emotions are jarred up and anxiety wants to create a new Riley. And she's going to learn a lesson. She's going to learn a lesson in this, as well as joy at the end of this film too, because it's not just Riley learning who she is. It's the emotions in her head. It's joy and it's anxiety, and along with all of the other emotions, learning to come together and make her the human she's supposed to be. Help her be the person she's supposed to be. Help know when to be anxious. Help to know what to do when you're anxious. When to be happy. It's okay to be sad here. It's okay to feel this feeling. It's okay to be embarrassed. It's okay to be disgusted by something. And this is something that everybody in my theater could really relate to. This is not a kid's film. This is not a kid's film. There were kids in my theater where almost every single thing that went on in this film went right over their heads, because they, to me, they were too young to understand this film. They were too young to understand this film. It's sad, but it's true. There was some 4-year-olds, some 6-year-olds, and even some 10-year-olds who were too young to be in this film to really understand it. Yes, they're looking at it, it's bright, it's colorful, and it holds their attention, but Pixar does not make kids' films. They make family-friendly films for everybody, that everybody can enjoy. Inside Out is a great film. I think Inside Out 2 is just a better film because it expands upon what the first one did. It does have a moment of sadness. It did have a moment or two where I was getting teary-eyed because we've all been through this. It's relatable. And you felt that feeling coming back to you and what you felt like. So you're watching Riley as this teenage girl at hockey camp trying to impress these older teenagers and one who she's looked up to in Valentina. And you've been there. You've been there in one portion or another. Whether you're trying to impress a girl, whether you're trying to impress a guy you like, whether you're trying to impress a brand new friend and you're trying to become friends with this friend group, you've all been there. You've all been there. Maybe it's a new job. It's okay. This movie is telling you it's okay to feel those emotions. And here's why. This is what your emotions do to you. It makes you the person you become. There are moments to be angry, there are moments to be sad, and there are moments to be embarrassed. But anxiety is part of your life. But it's what you do with that anxiety. It's what you do with your other emotions and what makes you happy. Not to turn your back on your friends. There's multiple lessons in this film that everybody can speak on. And that everybody can relate to. And I really loved this movie. This movie does have a small issue. And that small issue is that there's not a lot of development with the new emotions. Not a lot with the new emotions. But I really enjoyed this film. The main ones that could have been a bit more developed is Inu, I believe that's how you say the name, as well as Envy could have given a bit more of a character arc. And especially Embarrassment. Embarrassment does have some character here, but he helps out a whole lot more than I thought he would. Just a bit more of a character development switch. Give these new characters a bit more. And you do get plenty. You get plenty of the old characters you know and love. You get the parents back. You meet the new friends that Riley makes. You fall in love with them. You fall in love with everybody. Anxiety, you might not like what she's doing, but you know why she's doing it. And that's the point of this film. It's relatable. It's a heartfelt comedic film for the whole entire family and people and kids, specifically some teenagers who are going through the same exact thing that Riley's going through, even if you're not a teenager. Everybody has gone through this, and everybody is going to go through the anxiety of being a human being. That's what Inside Out is all about. I love this movie, and I'm going to give Inside Out 2 4.5 out of 5. Easily on rewatch, I can see this going up to a 5 out of 5, and it is my second favorite film of the entire year. It's either my second or third.